my mic was on for a change. Give me a point. Monday, November 17th, 2025. It's time to wake up Wilmington. And we'll be right back. I don't have the third one over there on yet.
Break the tape. All right. We live.
We're live. That's debatable. We're live or dead.
Good morning, Kevin. Kevin has been on for 2 hours.
Kevin, you're really bored if you're on here waiting for us.
I am. All right. Guess we got to do the show, huh?
That might not be a bad idea. I don't know. Good idea.
Oh.
Anyway.
So, we didn't have much that we had to do this weekend, did we?
No, it was a nice weekend.
There was no Friday festivities, although there were football games. Saturday for Flow Sports, I did.
You did.
With a crew from Wilmington College. We did Wilmington College. Unfortunately, they lost to Capital just in the last few minutes through an interception. But they were ahead most of the game. They led most of the game, and they looked fairly dominating most of the game. Until it counted, and that was Capital hung around long enough that they pushed it in at the last minute. I think they won by 3 or 4. But it was an interesting game. It was an interesting contest, and football's always fun on a fall Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday, no Buckeyes. This is that week in between.
And we had Saturday Buckeyes.
We had Saturday Buckeyes, and they did their same old. Which they handled was a UCLA fairly well. It's getting kind of boring with the Buckeyes; they're so good. And of course, ESPN they're playing their games with Georgia and with the Bulldogs and with
Texas,
Alabama.
And Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama loses. They are they have 2 losses, but they only dropped to number 10. If Ohio State,
you knew they wouldn't be dropping.
If Ohio State had 2 losses, they'd probably rank them 20.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, that's one thing I was looking at. I was looking at schedule teams that were 7-2, 8-2, whatever.
Right.
And all the SEC teams that are 7-2 and 8-2 are in the top 10.
Yeah, they artificially inflate their value.
As much as I do not like the team up north, their record is 8-2. And they're 20th.
Right.
And yet all the other SEC teams that are 7-2, 8-2 are in the top 10.
Yeah, there's no question.
Paul Finebaum, whatever his name is.
Oh, he's an idiot.
He after the game, he was talking to the ex-coach of the Buckeyes, or ex-coach of Alabama, excuse me, the ex-coach of Alabama, and he was saying, well, Ohio State played a practice game against this really terrible team, but yet anytime Alabama would play the worst team, Arkansas or something that's terrible. Well, it's an SC team, they're pretty good,
Right. Yeah.
And
It is. Such a con job, and I think they do it for two reasons. First of all, ESPN. It helps their ratings and and the money they make. But also, I think that it has something to do with professional gambling. I think that there's probably a lot of corruption in the NCAA today, where there's a lot of betting and a lot of control that is exerted over college football by the professional betting people in order to control how they make their money when they bet on these games. Because Alabama is not a great team. Georgia may be a decent team, but like you said, I looked over the the teams that had 2 losses, the teams that had no losses still. What is it? BYU still undefeated?
I think so.
But they're still they're
won.
down. They're down. And I'm not saying that if BYU played, Georgia, that they would beat them by 20. But all that I am saying is that they control the narrative when it comes to college football, and it's not fair. It's not only not fair. It's very deceptive, deceiving, and they should be, people. They should be investigated. They need to do more investigating. Because, all that money that college sports generates, particularly in football, and you talk about NIL money, you talk about all these other things, the livelihoods, of a lot of people are hanging in the balance. And we allow ESPN and that sports network, along with the SEC, to artificially inflate one league over the rest of the teams that are out there in the NCAA. And they shouldn't be able to do it. There should be some penalty.
I mean, you hear the average person talk, they'll go and they'll start talking like, well, the SEC is so much better than all the other leagues. I go, they're not. They're all about the same in a sense.
If you take the teams,
you got 2 or 3 good teams at the top, and the rest are up and down.
Right.
One year this team's good, one team's this year good. But they make it because of ESPN. It's like CNN telling you that Biden's not lying. It's the same thing with ESPN telling you that these schools are unbeatable, and then the next thing you know, they lose.
And the key factor with Alabama's loss was they only dropped them down to 10. And that keeps them eligible for the playoffs. And so that's what they do. They artificially prop up these teams that shouldn't even be in the top 10, top 12, top 15. And they keep them up there because they want them in the playoffs, because they know that team will generate views and viewership and will help them make money.
Well, if they put you at 7th, and let's say you really should be at 12th or 13th, but they've got you at 7th. And then you're playing a team that's 12th that should be 18th, and and you beat them. Well, then all of a sudden you're a great team. Or even if you lose to the 12th team, like Alabama lost to Oklahoma, they only dropped back to 10th. Now, if Oklahoma was rated 20th, and Alabama would have lost to them, they might have had to drop back to 14th or 15th.
Well, they do their best to avoid having to do that. So
because if all the teams are in the top 10 and one loses to the other, one of them's still in the top 10.
And this is the second year in a row that Oklahoma has beaten Alabama, so it's not a fluke. Alabama just can't beat Oklahoma. And I've always said this. It's matchups that matter.
Right.
If you look at individuals that are on a line, if you look at the quarterback, you look at all the players that are on a team, they match up with the other team. And if you look at those individual positions, some teams, the matchups just favor one team over the other. In fact, most cases it's that way.
It's funny because before the SEC took over the Big 12, as far as ESPN was concerned, the Big 12 was an also-ran.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Texas and Oklahoma are in the Big 12, and ESPN's talking about how great they are.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Texas A&M is now leading the Big 12 is undefeated. Well, wait a minute. The Texas A&M wasn't even mentioned a couple of years ago before you joined the Big 12, and Texas and Oklahoma were these great teams, or terrible teams, and now they're big teams.
They haven't been the greatest teams over the last several years. Oklahoma
won the year they beat Ohio State. They came up one year, were pretty good, and then dropped back down again.
Right, and even Texas, they made so much about Manning and what a super quarterback he was, and he was going to win the Heisman Trophy, and Texas was going to win the national championship. It's just all hype. It's all promotion. You got to block it out, and the Buckeyes are going to probably more than likely, if they keep up the way they are, they're going to win a second national championship.
Well, they were talking the other day before before Georgia played Texas. One of the guys on the national thing saying, well, Georgia is not known to, this year has not been putting very much pressure on a quarterback all year. So when the Texas quarterback goes back, he wasn't being pressured that much, so he was able to make some good passes against Georgia. But he's not been all year long. They were showing clips, and if he gets any kind of pressure at all, he was missing. They were showing, here's one play, here's another play. Same play called, different games, or maybe same game, different time. One he was pressured on, one he wasn't. The one he wasn't pressured, he made a perfect pass. When he was a little pressured, he missed the pass.
Well, and I don't, once again, the other thing is what you have to watch are the final matchups as we go into the playoffs. What they seem to always do is they take the top teams in the Big Ten and they end up pitting them against each other so that they eliminate. Now, you don't see Georgia and you don't see Alabama going against each other early in the playoffs. They set it up so that they're going to maybe go at each other later, at the end of the playoffs.
If they do it early, it's because they're guaranteed one of them will move on. Yeah. And that's one SEC team will move on.
Yeah, well, once again, I just don't trust the system. I think it's rigged. I think that it has to do with a lot of things, but it still comes back to money.
Because if it comes down to Georgia, Alabama, and this Texas and this team are all playing different teams on the very first game, and they all lose, there's no SEC team to move on.
Yeah,
so they've got to have. Sometimes they have to have them pitted against each other, so that they're guaranteed one of them is going to go to the next step.
Yeah, well, I would say that you're not going to see an SEC team in the Final Four. Now, I know that one of the teams right now, as it stands, will probably be the bye teams.
Now, one thing they said the other day, and this is what they said: the governing body that's the ones that are picking the conference championship, I mean the Big 12, the big championships, not the AP that they're putting out there, but the ones that are picking that have said when it comes to the conference championship games, we're not going to change. No matter if one team beats the other, we're not going to drop one team way down. So, if, like Ohio State plays Indiana, they're 1-2. If they're still 1-2,
neither team should drop down very far.
Neither team should drop down in the final countdown, so to speak, because they had to play each other in a championship. You're forced to play two of the best teams are forced to play each other.
They're 1-2 this late in the season. So what does that tell you? Indiana, even if Ohio State beats them they're
still good.
That's right. There's, once again, if they drop them very far, why didn't they drop Alabama further than what they did after their loss and their second loss at that? So you're going to end up with a 2-loss Alabama or a 2-loss Georgia team or some other 2-loss SEC team that ends up having a higher rating than a 1-loss Big Ten team, which makes no sense whatsoever. But it does make sense in the way they've been doing this. And the sad part about it is they let them get away with it.
Well, there'll be several two-loss SEC teams in the final group, and probably even with a bye, and there'll be many two lost Big Ten teams not even in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that once again they just they're trying to. This narrative is that the Big Ten is not the.
Then they'll come by and say, well, the strength of the schedule. Well, this weekend, look and see who all the SE teams are playing this weekend, this late in the season.
This is their freebie game.
This is when they're playing the Citadel, the Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, all those huge, powerful teams.
The schools that are Division I that technically almost are on a Division II schedule all year, and they're playing the SEC teams this week. This weekend, all SEC teams are playing the weakest teams they can find to play.
This is to protect the SEC week.
So that late in the season, they're not taking that big loss.
Right.
They played the weakest.
They might as well be playing Wilmington College because that's some of these.
Someone brought up to the ESPN one year. They said, "Why does the governing body overall NCAA? Why does the NCAA allow teams to play these smaller schools?" And they said, "Well, it's like in pro football, you have 2 or 3 games that are practice games that don't count before you start the season.
That's at the beginning of the season. That's not at the end of the season."
And they said we allow the NCAA teams to play a couple of weak teams early in the season. Although Ohio State played against the number one, they started their season against number 1 Texas this year.
Yeah, you can't go after.
But most teams,
much bigger,
most teams, the first 2 weeks of the season, that's when you're playing the weaker teams that are lesser than you for a practice game before you meet your regular schedule, your Big Ten or your SEC or ACC league schedule, and but the SEC takes one of those weak games and puts that at the end of the season and plays.
Well, that's once again so that they don't get knocked off. They're not going to. And the SEC, they play teams, in the SEC, and some of these teams, yes, but that's because Alabama and Georgia are just overranked, and then some of these weaker SEC teams, they knock them off, and then they say, "Oh no, the SEC is so strong from top to bottom." It's BS. But anyway, all right. So that is weekend sports, I guess. Do you have any other sports notes from this weekend?
I have no sports notes from this weekend.
Yeah, and basketball will start for both college and high school here within the next 2 weeks. Typically, women start before the men. The men start in December, beginning of December. The women start about mid-November. There has been already a Wilmington College men's basketball game. I think there have been three at least women's basketball games at Wilmington College. These are sort of like pre-season tournament games. We're waiting to hear from Wilmington College as to whether or not we're going to be doing Wilmington College basketball productions for Flow Sports.
And it will break my heart if they tell us we're not doing any Flow Sports basketball for the winter.
Why will it break your heart,
Oh,
Joe?
just break my heart terrible.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that they have to consider, but, the main thing that I would like to see that they figure that out sooner rather than later, because we have to, unlike Flow Sports, who's paying the league to have this content, and then the league is, the actual individual schools are paying some of these production companies like us in order to produce and do these games. The difference is when we go out and we're doing high school sports, in most cases, because we don't do pay-per-view like the college is doing, we've got to go out and we have to get sponsors and we have to set up our packages. We have to know what games we're going to cover. So that's all we're waiting on. We're waiting on.
Well, and from the college's point, they had nobody doing their games. I mean, as far as paying to do their games, like Flow Sports, and we would go in and do their games free for the college because
but
we
we
had
have sponsors.
sponsorships.
Right.
And so the cost of, so now they got, Flow Sports comes in and they're going to pay the college money, how much they
Because
got.
they're
We
doing
don't-
pay-per-view, so they're actually getting money, you know,
But
if you want to.
my point was, they're going to come into the college, they're getting paid, the college, and they're going to do pay-per-view, so the college is going to get some money from that. And then they said, oh, but we have to have somebody running a camera and somebody talking and doing this. And hey, you
gotta be
guys have already been
produced.
doing it,
It's
you
gotta
want
be
to do it?
produced.
And we said, yes. How much you going to pay us to do that? Well, we've never paid them in the past. I think it's sort of, well, you've always did it free. Now we got to pay you to do
Well,
that?
no, I think that, you know, once again, it wasn't clear to, and we've dealt with Flow Sports before. When we did Flow Sports football for the primarily black college league that
Central Trust, our Central State.
Central State and Kentucky State, and we were paid $1,000 a game to produce and to do the game. But we that was directly between us and Flow Sports. It didn't really even have anything to do with the league. But they were obviously they were getting money from Flow Sports as well. It wasn't just us. So this is a little different. I knew that when the OAC signed a 5-year contract with Flow Sports, that would present some problems. And the biggest problem, obviously, is the OAC and Flow Sports. They're the ones that are passing money back and forth. Wilmington College itself, I'm sure they're getting something in return.
Right, but then if they have to pay something to us out of the something that
Exactly.
they're getting,
Yeah.
they're not wanting to. When they first were getting this from them, they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll get this money, we'll do this, this, this," and all of a sudden, they're like, "You're saying, well, here's our bill." They're like, "Ooh, you got to pay."
Well,
so I
and
don't think
because
they're wanting
they
to
haven't
do that.
been they haven't been through this before,
So they may want to have their own people do the game as much as possible, so they don't have to pay anything.
and that's true. And we bring other things to the table that the college can't do.
Like The Voice.
Not like The Voice. But anyway, so we'll wait and see. And I should be hearing back from the SID at Wilmington College or the AD here this week, I would imagine. And we'll take it from there.
Right. Well, they may come to you and say, "We want you to come in and set up the cameras and do this." But we've got our own 2 boys that'll.
Well,
do
and
the
that's
play-by-play.
what we've done in the past. And I am not opposed to that. In fact, I like to see the young people at the college, particularly if they're going to get behind the mic and they're going to be doing play-by-play and
And I'm not opposed to that because it gives me some freedom to
do other things.
do other things and
Catch up on your knitting and your
catch up. Yeah.
crocheting.
Go to South Carolina a couple times, which I am. I'm going for the winter. I'm going for the month of December, maybe a week into January. Be in South Carolina,
So
and then
the
I'm going to
entire
go
month of December?
almost.
Well, then see.
And
those-
then I'm also going to be gone a couple weeks in March. I don't know if basketball's still going in March.
No. Well, no. Basketball only goes through February and only a few weeks into February. So anyway, but in December, if you're going to be gone for the month of December and part of January, then it may behoove us to seriously take a look at using the young talent that's there.
I'll
as
be
much as-
leaving probably like the 10th
Yeah.
of December, 10th
Yeah.
or 12th of
And
December.
that way they have no objection to that. I think they like the idea of having actual college students that are maybe that's part of their degree program, getting that experience in that. And I did talk with Maddie Earhart, who was our intern last year, and she did some Campus Nation stuff, but she also came in and she was on this show. I had mentioned to her that she ought to come in and be on the show. She said she would be happy to. Now, she's also going home for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, you need to get her in before she goes home. For
And
Thanksgiving.
so there's a lot of scheduling that I'll have to look at as far as to get it done. And of course, we're not going to be doing the show like on New Year's Eve or on New Year's or on Christmas Eve or on Christmas. And probably won't be on the air for Thanksgiving Eve or Thanksgiving. So Well, there'll be about 6 days in those coming holidays
What about Black Friday?
that we won't know. Black Friday will be here.
Well, you will be here.
I don't even think Black Friday's a thing anymore because I think that there's not that much shopping that goes. Everything's online. It's if anything that following Mondays.
Not only is it online, but then now you've also got early Black Friday shopping. You know, people that I've been seeing advertised on November 5th, November 10th, November 15th. Come into this store, and we're having early Black Friday.
They're having a lot of great deals. I was just seeing online they have like a 98-inch smart TV. It's like a cinema, TV for like $9.98. So I mean, the televisions keep getting bigger and the prices
a little bit bigger than that one
keep
there,
getting smaller. Well, that one is 32 inches. That's
so
just
imagine a 98 inches.
that's
right
just
there.
a monitor. That's just we use that just for our monitor. But to update you on Vinyl Coffee, because the owner of Vinyl Coffee contacted Uncle Punky this past week. So Uncle Punky is going to go into Vinyl Coffee. What is that with coffee? He's going in this week. He's going to go in at various times of the day just to see how busy they are at certain times of the day, and so that we can get sort of an idea of where the show will best be a fit. We are pulling for an evening show at Vinyl Coffee, so that what it'll allow me to do is maybe have someone run the show here at the Murphy, and then I'm freed up to bounce between the two shows, one in the morning and one in the evening.
You bounce pretty good.
Yeah, I do. And so we'll have to see how that turns out. Or in fact, I could even come in and set up, and then still, I would be able to do this show and be here and engineer it, and then go do and engineer the show. So however we look at it, I originally we had actually thought about doing 2 wake-up shows simultaneously. And
I had also mentioned early it would have been good to do wake up at 8 to 10, and then over there like 11 to 12 or 11 to 1, just give you time to sit down here, move over there. And
you
then
literally
do the show
have to.
there.
You'd have to have enough time to. It takes at least a half an hour, and then you have to go and set up. And
right.
By the time and the evening.
The evening makes it better because you're not rushing.
Right.
But still not having them at the same time.
The only difference is, if you're up too late, then you're cutting into your sleeping even more because, I was here at 5:15 this morning. I don't always come in that early, but a lot of it just depends. My son-in-law, he did not work today, so when he doesn't work, I don't have to worry about running him over to Timber Tech or any of the other things that I have to go through in the morning. I just come straight in here. So I don't change when I get up, and the only reason I don't change when I get up is because it's easier for me. I
do.
Yeah, I know you do. You said you slept in today.
Today I set the alarm, and I almost didn't. When I went to bed, I was thinking it was already set.
Is the alarm on your phone?
Yeah.
So you just touch it and it stops?
And I just reach
I
over.
have to actually.
I got a little button.
I got to swipe.
It'll come up like right there and be a button, and I reach over and touch the button. But last night, I was thinking it was already set. Like I've set it to be up every day, and I don't have to change it. I don't have to set it.
So
tomorrow's already set. Tomorrow.
Sean says that the Miami Trace girls game #1 is this Friday at home with Unyoto.
Miami Trace girls are #1.
Their first game.
Oh, I thought you said #1, like they're rated.
Well,
#1.
I didn't even realize that it was this soon because this Friday.
Yeah, the girls are starting right now, middle November. Yeah. They're starting.
And we've not gone out to sell any advertising. I've not put together the packages. And see, once again, I'm waiting on Wilmington College, but I'm going to have to pull the trigger, and then Wilmington College will just have to, suffer the results. Because obviously, if we include certain games in a package, I saw there were 6 games, men's or girls and boys games, men's and women's games that conflicted with each other between the college and with Miami Trace. And so typically, like last year, we, in most cases, because we were making our lion's share of money from Miami Trace advertising, we gave Miami Trace the benefit of the doubt. And there were a couple games at Wilmington College. For instance, there was a doubleheader, and we did the girls, the women's game, which was first, and then we left and packed up, and we went to Miami Trace to do the whatever game it was that day. And Wilmington College would prefer that we don't. They want to see us do all their games. Well, once again, if you want us to do all the games, we are going to have some kind of a commitment. We got to know it, and we have to know it in time to be able to set this up. So I didn't realize that the girls were playing, this Friday. So anyway,
that's one thing, because last year we did a game at Miami Trace. And I think it's the day that the boys and the men and women's at Miami Trace were playing the same day on a Saturday. And I went early and did one or two of the games, and then left there and went to Blanchester to do a referee a little kids game. And then on the way home, that's when I had my TIA stroke. And that's one thing my doctor said.
You've never been the same since.
My doctor has said,
Jim?
Well, that's
your name, Jim?
Huh?
Is your name Jim?
My name's Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're past our break hour by 10 minutes.
Well, somebody forgot to tell us.
No, Kevin told us at 8:20.
Oh, he told you.
Yeah. Kevin,
you didn't tell
Kevin
me.
is our engineer from
Thanks,
Columbus. All right,
Kevin.
so we'll go over and we'll take our break, and when we come back, we'll talk. That's all we do is talk.
As I was going to say, when you go to shut up, when you go to talk.
I got to replace the batteries in this one, too, because it's not working properly.
Good. Stay over there.
All right.
Welcome to downtown Wilmington, Ohio, the place to be. Experience something new with your family and friends in this vibrant and family-friendly historic district. When it comes to dining, shopping, and entertainment, downtown Wilmington has it all. From quick bites to high-end diners, we have a variety of food options to satisfy your taste buds. Explore our artisan boutique shops, jewelers, and florists for unique finds. Pamper yourself with soothing spa treatments, rejuvenating massages, and stylish haircuts at our top-notch studios. Dive into the world of art with our captivating galleries. And catch a show at the historic Murphy Theater, featuring awe-inspiring performances and cultural events. Immerse yourself in history by visiting our iconic landmarks, such as the Murphy Theater, historic General Denver Hotel, our Cultural History Center, and beautifully preserved historic architecture. Throughout the year, Main Street Wilmington hosts a variety of exciting events that embody the spirit of our town. From the Hometown Holodazzle Illuminated Parade to the family-friendly Halloween event and our lively wine walk, there's always something fun happening. Additionally, the Convention and Visitors Bureau presents a summer concert series featuring the annual Rock the Block, and we also have our weekly farmers markets. We boast a designated outdoor refreshment area where you can purchase alcoholic beverages and carry them as you explore the town. So what are you waiting for? Plan your next weekend getaway in downtown Wilmington. Head over to mainstreetwilmington.com for all the latest updates on events, dining, shopping, and entertainment. Downtown Wilmington, Ohio is the place to be. We extend our gratitude to Ralph's American Grill, World Equestrian Center, and R&L Carriers for their sponsorship that supported the creation of this video.
Think zoo animals are uncooperative now, turning their backs on visitors and hiding in caves?
Well, buckle up for even more disappointment, because now they're forming their own union.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. In-depth, behind-the-scenes stories just like these that we will dig up.
And sometimes make up. So don't you give up.
Not on us.
On The Murphy Report. Visit us on our website, themurphytheater.org, or on our own YouTube channel.
A new report is dropped every Monday morning.
It's news you can't count on The Murphy Report.
Hey, Amanda, what do panda bears with open sores and disgruntled zebras on strike have in common?
They both picket, Steve.
They both picket, Amanda.
It's news you can use.
And some you can lose on The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. Could underused vowels soon be a thing of the past?
unroll that toilet paper. It's a vowel movement of epic proportions.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
News you need, including the comings and goings at the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
With the Murphy Report, your number 2 source for useless information.
That's our cornerstone.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
A new report for you every Monday morning on our YouTube channel.
Or the Murphy Theater website.
Speaking of vowels, Steve, I understand you recently learned the golden rule of I before E.
That's right. Now I finally know how to spell one of my favorite words.
Let me guess. Friendship.
Pie.
The Murphy Report. If it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Mics are on.
Mics are on. I
Yeah.
can talk again. Yay.
Good morning, Vicki Kendall.
Good morning, Vicky.
And as Sean said, Miami Trace girls game number 1 is this Friday at home at Unyoto. And Kevin, break time was 10 minutes late, but we got it. So anyway.
Rick can't stop talking, Kevin.
Yeah, it's like I tried to break away 3 times and Joe was just, yeah.
I haven't said more than 10 words the whole half hour.
Right. Let's go back and play the tape back, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You want to know some birthdays?
Why not?
That's birthdays.
Are these are famous or local?
Famous.
Or famously local?
Famously local.
Yokel.
These are starting with Saturday since the weekend. We're going to go, I'm going to decide on Monday, I'm going to do the weekend.
Oh, well, yeah, because we missed those birthdays.
We missed Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Ed Asner.
Is one of them your relative?
No, none of my relatives this
Okay,
weekend.
no relative
Believe it or not, I
birthdays
have no relatives this weekend.
That's good.
The 15th, Ed Asner's birthday.
He was on Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore. Then he had his own show.
I don't remember that, but it's probably not that interesting.
It was the
Was
whatever,
he a news guy or
the
something?
news. He ran the newspaper. So then they had a thing about the news. It was, and the newspaper show was more serious compared to the Mary Tyler Moore show. And but it followed when Mary Tyler Moore show ended. They kept that show going. But then he also was the captain on the ship that
Star Trek?
No.
That
brought in the slaves during the
what?
Remember the big miniseries, the gigantic miniseries of
I must have missed it. It wasn't big enough.
The one that brought in all the slaves.
So he was supposed to be a captain of a ship that brought in the slaves.
Yes.
Is that the good ship Lollipop?
No, the slaves. Back in when they had the movie about the slaves.
Did you say the slaves?
The slaves.
The slaves.
The movie.
You said the slaves again.
Oh, forget it. You can't. You can't talk serious stuff.
The slaves.
What was the guy, the black guy that made a miniseries?
Right.
He wrote a book.
Was
and
it
they
Roots?
made it into huh?
Was it Roots?
Roots.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that Asner played the guy that went over with a ship.
Brought the slaves in.
And all the black people in Africa captured the slaves and brought the slaves to us. It wasn't white people capturing the slaves. It was the blacks, like one army against the other army, captured and then brought them and then sold them.
I actually think some of the largest slave owners in this country were black.
Right, and they said that was.
The slaves were big black plantation owners. Anyway.
And but anyway, he played that. That's the part he played, and he said at that time he hated playing that part. He just he didn't like it.
Well, I think that the subject matter is so sensitive that I could see where that might upset some people as far as if you were having to play somebody that was against your character or against your moral whatever.
Here's one, Beverly D'Angelo. You remember what? She played a lot of movies, some TV shows, but this was her probably most famous one. Beverly D'Angelo.
Okay.
She was the wife on the first Family Vacation.
Oh, I know. The blonde?
The blonde.
Yeah. She was always a ditzy airhead on the, yeah, okay.
Okay, next
Or
one
was
is
that Chevy Chase?
the next one. Petula Clark,
A singer.
singer. How old would you say Petula Clark is?
84.
Older.
94.
Just a little bit younger.
Just a little bit. 93.
93. Petula Clark. I couldn't believe when I saw 93. It's like, it just seems so old, but yet, she was.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of young boys, when we were young, probably looked at Petula Clark.
And she was probably already in her 30s.
Right.
When most of the people that were hot singers back in the 60s were only like 10 years older than us.
Well, was that like maybe Frankie Avalon, some of them?
Well,
that age?
he was older, but then some of the others that were starting the groups, when we were in the 7th grade, and we're in 7th grade, we're 13 years old. Some of these group singers were 23, 24 years old.
Yeah, they're fairly old.
So they're not that much older than us now, but Petula Clark was already a singer, so she came out with a bunch of songs. But I think she was already in her 30s at that time. But we still Googled over her. Georgia O'Keeffe.
Don't know who she is.
She was a painter and she was born in 1887.
You mean
and
like
died,
she like painted buildings different colors?
Yeah,
or...
no, not buildings.
No. She's a painter, like she painted paintings.
Painted paintings and such.
Okay. So
she lived.
No murals.
She was born in 1887 and she died in 1986. So she was 99
That was a
years
pretty
old.
good life. Yeah.
She was like only a month from being
Probably
100.
from smelling all those paint fumes. Kept her alive.
Now,
long.
see if you know who this person is. Yaphet Kotto.
Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah.
No.
He was in many, many movies and TV shows. Many movies he was in, he played like a bad guy because he was big, black guy, just big.
So like,
Looked like a football player, big, huge.
was he the guy that played the bad guy in like James Bond movies?
I don't think so.
He wore
No,
that derby hat
yeah,
that
no,
had
that
the
wasn't
steel,
him.
and he threw it.
But he was also in the movie or TV show that was on for a long time, Homicide, and he was the head. He was the head policeman. He was over all the other policemen.
Did he suck on a lollipop a lot?
No, that wasn't him.
No, that wasn't him. Okay.
No. But he was very famous, and
He must not have been that famous, but I don't know him.
But he was Yaphet, Yaphet, Yaphet Kotto, K-O-T-T-O.
So how old was he?
He was born in 1939, and he died 2021.
Oh, he wasn't that old.
No, wasn't that old.
All right.
All right, that was Saturday.
Oh, that was just Saturday?
That was just Saturday's
That wasn't the
birthday.
weekend?
Here comes Sunday's birthdays.
Oh, goody.
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, she was in Bill Cosby's
Bill
show.
Cosby show. One of the daughters
Right.
in Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
David Leisure. He was, I can't think of the name of the show, but he was a sort of a funny guy, and he was in a lot of shows. He was never the star. He was always, one of the backup people, but helped make it good. But he was in
Kind of like you.
this show spun off Golden Girls, and it was about a doctor, had 2 daughters, and I can't remember the name of the show.
Must have been a show I didn't catch either.
And but it was
So
from the
many
Golden
things
Girls.
I didn't see.
And
Was I
this
asleep?
guy was a guy that was always coming up. He was supposed to play like sort of the bad guy, but good guy, bad guy. Funny.
Good guy, bad guy,
The
funny
good guy, bad guy guy. But
Sounds
David Leisure,
confusing
he
to
was
me.
funny. Burgess Meredith.
Remember
He was in
Burgess?
a lot of shows and famous for a lot of. He would have been famous and remembered for a long time as the manager in Rocky.
Did he play the Penguin in
But he
one of
also played the
Batman?
Penguin on the TV show. So he would have been known famously as the Penguin from the TV show Batman and Robin from the 60s.
Right.
But yet he's also known as the trainer
Rocky's
in
trainer.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky. And then he was also known as one of the grumpy old. Remember the show Grumpy Old Men?
I heard of it.
and he was the father of
One of the old men.
one of the old grumpy men, and he was even. And then at the end, they did outtakes. This is the first TV show or movie, excuse me, first
started
movie I ever.
the outtakes at the end of the show.
At the end of the show, they did the outtakes. This is the first time I ever saw it, and they were funnier than the whole show.
You know, we ought to do that from here.
Yeah, we should.
We should take the things that go on when
the
we're playing
cameras off.
commercials and playing those at the end of the show.
But
that would be hilarious. Some of the best stuff happens on break.
They had outtakes during just like when they say cut, and people would then go on and say something like, "Oh, that was a stupid remark to say," just say stuff. But the cameras, even though he goes cut, the cameras are still rolling.
Oh yeah, they catch it all.
And then they cut it later. Well, they kept that, and he had X-rated remarks. Boom, 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 after the cameras technically stopped in the show, and he would say them in the, he'd keep his character up, so to speak, like he was still the father and yelling at the son, but yelling naughty words to him and stuff. And
naughty words.
Naughty words. They were funny.
Naughty words.
He lived from 1907 to 1997, so 90 years. He was 90 years old. Might have been 89.
Another good.
If he died just before his birthday.
Good run there.
Clu Gallagher.
Who?
Clu, C-L-U, Gallagher.
I don't have a clue who he is.
He was a TV cowboy, known in a lot of cowboy shows.
Oh.
And then he also played a detective and some other things. Because
is he the one that was sucking on the lollipop all the time? No.
And he stopped doing cowboy shows. I mean, they stopped doing a lot of cowboy shows mid-'60s, late '60s. Now, and these people that think they know everything in Hollywood go, "Hey, people don't want to watch cowboys anymore. We've done too much. Let's cut them out." So they just cut off cowboys. And then they had to start.
So then they have 21 years of Law and Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people want to watch.
So. And it's like these things people think they know everything. But Clu, if you saw a TV show with him, you would know. You'd look at him and go, "Oh, I remember that guy.
I remember that guy.
I remember that guy."
I've got a clue as to who he was.
Danny DeVito.
Short, little, stubby guy that does now.
And this, I'll take it back. That was the end of Sunday. This is now Monday.
Oh, so Monday, Danny, he did the commercial for the sub place. What was it?
Yeah.
Which one?
He's still doing that.
I know. Which one is it? It's the one that I don't like. I don't like their subs. So whatever that is.
So whatever.
So I don't listen to him.
There's a lot of sub shows, and Rick doesn't like this. So if you like this sub place, tell Rick who it is and tell him you like it.
My favorite sub place currently is probably Jimmy John's.
And that's the one I didn't like.
Yeah, but I've got to get to Columbus, if I want to.
And now here's the reason I didn't like Jimmy John's. A couple times I was doing, I think, volleyball. For some reason, I'm down around Kings Island, around Kings High School area.
Right.
And I was hungry, so I stopped at a Jimmy John's. And every time I got a Jimmy John's, I'd go take a bite of the bread. The bread was like hard, literally hard. And it's like the next time I went back, I thought, okay,
so you don't like a hard rolled bread. You like soft.
I want it soft
because you've got such weak.
I don't want to break through teeth to get to my my sub sandwich.
Well,
no.
I love Jimmy John's.
So I did not like Jimmy John's.
There's also the Submarine House in Dayton, but I haven't been to Dayton and had a submarine house for
decades.
forever. Anything else?
Oh yeah, we just got into Monday.
Goody.
This day in history, birthday. Danny DeVito's birthday.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, really? Did I say that?
Yeah, we talked about the sub guy.
But we didn't talk about him being on Taxi. He's been on several of the TV shows, the movies where they were chasing the stone, romancing the stone.
He's done a lot of commercials.
He's been in movie after movie after movie. Some are funny. He's been in some serious ones.
Right. Jersey Mike's. That's what
Jersey Mike's. That's what he's doing now. Correct.
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Jersey Mike's, but
I've had them once or twice.
The other thing is when Cindy and I used to go to Jersey Mike's, and we didn't go that often because I didn't like it. But as I recall, they were really pushy. You'd go in, to pick something up, to take it out, and they were really pushy about you tipping them for something.
Okay, so you didn't like the Jimmy Mike's
Jersey Mike's.
The Jersey Mike sandwich because you didn't like how pushy the people.
I didn't.
They might have been selling the one you liked the best.
I didn't.
What if you went in and?
But I didn't like the sandwich that well either.
I
liked the hard roll.
I don't like
on
that.
But I must have stronger jaws.
You must because I don't.
I don't
I've
know
heard
why,
people
because
say you got good jaws.
You exercise your jaws a lot.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
That's his birthday. How old is he?
Director.
Today? He's a director. How old?
90.
Younger.
80.
Older.
85.
Younger. So we're blocked between
83.
83.
Ding, 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 ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Our dinger has not worked for a long time.
I put this one in here also for a certain reason.
All right.
You'll see if you'll remember her name. Rachel McAdams.
Was she in Weird Science?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, she might have been. I'm not going to say she wouldn't. But a show that meant something here at the Murphy recently.
All right.
Were Pink Day.
She was a bad girl?
In Mean Girls.
Oh, Mean Girls.
Remember the show Mean Girls?
It wasn't Bad Girls. It was Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
I'm confusing things. She's not a bad girl. She's a mean girl.
She
might be a bad girl, too.
How old is
she? She could be bad and mean. 61.
Oh, much younger.
51.
Younger.
41.
Older.
Older?
Well, I started to say much older, but
45.
Older.
48.
Just a little bit younger.
47.
47. Rachel McAdams was on Mean Girls. Lorne Michaels.
Now, is she related
Is a he.
to, or is he? Oh, Lorne Michaels is a he?
Yes.
So is he related to our other Michaels that hangs out here?
No.
Uncle Punky?
I don't know. I have to ask Uncle Punky.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels was a producer of a lot of TV shows.
Oh, I thought he was a stripper.
No.
No.
Lorne Michaels.
Wasn't a stripper?
Nope. He's 81 years old.
He's an old guy.
I'll see. Gordon Lightfoot's birthday
Singer.
is today.
Yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot. 1938. He died in 2023.
What was his best song?
I don't know. Maybe what's
the one where he goes, every highway?
Did he do the one where the ship sank at this Lake
Edmund Fitzgerald?
Yeah, did he?
I don't know whether that was him or not. It probably was.
Sounds like him. Anyway.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, your best friend, and maybe more than a best friend. I think this is closer than a best friend for you. RuPaul.
Oh yeah, yeah. We hang out all the time.
How old is RuPaul?
Is it a she?
Actually, it's a he.
Okay, but she likes to be known as a she?
Right.
Okay, so Rue is probably 52.
Older.
62.
Older.
72.
Younger.
69.
Younger.
68.
Younger.
63.
Older.
This is getting to be a pain in the 65.
Yes.
All right, Rue gets to get some
RuPaul.
Social Security.
Daisy, this is a friend of mine. Daisy Fuentes.
That's not a friend of yours. Daisy Fuentes.
Daisy Fuentes.
Let's see. She's 48.
Older.
53.
Older.
60.
Just a little bit younger.
59.
59. This was, I think, your first girlfriend. Rock Hudson.
Rock. You know, Rock Hudson was gay.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but he was such a studly, handsome guy.
Him and Gomer Pyle. This was the thing we heard about as in high school, that we thought somebody was just goofing around and made up. It was true.
Well, you wouldn't have expected someone like Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson and Gomer Pyle, the guy that played Gomer Pyle.
Well, because Rock Hudson, he was, in all the movies he was in, these beautiful women were, his co-star, and and he was, he had such good looks and then to think that, that he was gay, it was kind of a shock.
They went into Los Angeles and went to get a marriage license. The guy that played Gomer Pyle and Rock Hudson.
Jim Neighbors?
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors and Rock Hudson got married?
No, they tried to.
They couldn't?
But they were friends for a while.
Oh, well, they should have waited a little longer. They could have gotten married now.
How old do you think he was when he died?
Which one?
Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson was probably 62.
Younger.
58.
In between.
59.
Just a
60.
little bit over 60.
All right.
Rock Hudson was only 60 when he did, but he looked like he was 85 or 90 because he had gotten AIDS.
Yeah.
Died of AIDS.
Which is an unfortunate situation that's, that the gay community ended up passing that around each other.
Right. Lauren Hutton.
Is that like E.F. Hutton?
No.
No.
Well, I think she might have been related to E.F.
Isn't she the one that has a space between her tooth?
Might have been.
I think she did. I think she had, I forget what they call it, because people are born with that space, and some people they would have, braces and they'd have it, or they'd have a filler. But then others embraced that space as being their uniqueness, which I think is kind of neat. And I think Lauren Hutton was one of those. I think she was a blonde, but I remember her more when she
blonde or reddish, maybe.
when she had platinum gray hair, because
she got older.
Yeah, good-looking woman.
She was 82, or she is 82.
She's still alive.
She's still alive.
Oh wow.
82.
Probably still has that space between her teeth too.
Again, another best friend of yours, Howard Dean.
The Screamer. Yeah, they thought he was going to be president until he let out those crazy screams. And he tanked. He absolutely tanked in the polls.
It was funny. Yeah, it's like he thought he was being really cool. It was like we're gonna go from here to Tampa to here, and we're gonna go on to Miami, and we're gonna.
And there he went.
And it just they made fun of him instead of like, let's follow him to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
He was a doctor.
Dr. Dean?
Dr. Dean. And then he became the governor of, you know what state he became governor of?
Vermont.
Vermont. Good. He became governor of Vermont, and he was
Well,
a
I knew it was
politician
one of those crazy states.
who ran for president of the United States.
Right?
And didn't make it.
No.
And how old is he?
Because he's still alive.
He's still alive.
I would say he's probably 74.
Just a little bit over.
78.
Just a little bit younger.
77.
77.
Sunsets.
Howard Dean. Still there, but you don't hear of him anymore.
Well, no, because he can't scream anymore. He's so old.
Anyway, those are the birthdays from this weekend that are famous people.
So I guess we can do another set of commercials here.
Yeah, I probably killed enough time to take a break.
It's 8:56, so we're going to take commercials. We'll come back at 9 o'clock, and then will we play the games? Oh no, we can't play the games.
Can't play the games.
It's just me.
No games.
But anyway, we'll do something, right? Have you got any this day in history?
I've got some on the phone.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I've got this. I can get this game. And we,
right
of course,
this day in history.
We can update you on the latest happening here at the Murphy.
That's right.
And we'll let the audience, our audience out there, you can be thinking about things that you want to talk about. And we'll talk about that because we can talk about anything. You know, the great thing about Joe and I is we can talk about anything. We have enough knowledge, a little bit of knowledge of everything that we can talk about anything. So
Rick thinks he has the knowledge about everything.
We'll test it and we'll see. When we come back, we'll see whether we know everything. Maybe when we come back.
And maybe you can tell us about things that we don't know about and teach us.
All right.
I'm willing to learn, unlike Rick.
Thank you for watching. Mics are up.
medical breakthrough everyone saw coming.
Self-service examining room.
When you absolutely can't wait 6 hours in the ER to be seen for that bone sticking through your leg.
Ouch, get me a bandage.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
News coverage you won't find on other theaters' websites or YouTube channels. Why is that, Steve?
Because they have better things to do, Amanda.
Indeed. Stories like these and what's coming to the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater, only on The Murphy Report.
You know, Amanda, I used to work in the emergency room.
I had no idea. Did you save a lot of lives?
More like shaved a lot of thighs.
Why'd you quit?
Well, I was let go.
Did you cut someone?
I was just the custodian.
Stalled airport escalators leaving behind thousands of stranded passengers.
Break out the overnight cots. It's a slumber party for the ages.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
News to brighten your day and keep you safe.
That and all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect. It's what you deserve.
With The Murphy Report. Every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
The Murphy Report. Airports might have broken escalators, Amanda, but the only thing breaking here is the news.
Have you ever slept in an airport overnight, Steve?
Every Friday, Amanda.
That's the day they delouse your complex and spray for roaches.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
All right,
I think the opposite.
mics are on.
It might have been better to do the opposite, but we won't go
I
there.
think we handled it about as best as we could. But it is talk radio, talk television, talk TV. So anyway, you get that. All right. So now we're going to test our ability to talk about anything, right, Joe?
Right.
So they're going to.
Has anybody said? Because I didn't pull the show up today.
You didn't pull a
anything?
show up?
I didn't pull the show up. I'm here. Why should I pull
Kevin
up?
says, bye-bye, have a good day. Thank you, Kevin.
Bye. He left.
So Kevin left the room.
Bye, Kevin.
Kevin's got money to make. You know, it's probably, what time is it? Well, it's 9 o'clock, so he's probably out selling stocks.
He's only going to make a $500,000 today.
Yeah. So anyway, Kevin. All right.
Anybody else say anything? We have anybody else
not
watching?
yet, but we'll let them comment. Yeah, we got people watching. We'll have they can comment during this day in history.
This day in history.
So you have it
I
on
got
your
them
phone?
I got that on here.
You've got a bookmark, don't you?
I haven't read through them yet, so we'll be doing this together.
Oh wow, together.
On November 17th, history has been pivotal moments such as Queen Elizabeth I ascending the English throne in 1558. The inauguration. I think that she's the one that just got down, wasn't she?
Was she the first queen?
Queen Elizabeth I.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. It doesn't say that.
Was there a male on the throne prior to that? Was she the first female?
Ascending the English throne in 1558. I wasn't around then. Yeah. The inauguration of the Suez Canal in 1869. Wow, seems like a long time ago.
It was. And
the start of the non-violent Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia in 1989.
Okay, so like the golden handcuff thing?
Evidently. Other notable events include the first U.S. session of Congress in Washington, D.C. in 1800.
The first session of Congress. They only work like 2 days a week.
That was 1800.
Yeah, I know.
They don't work that much more now.
No. In fact, I think they were kind of upset when the government...
Do you remember this one? The Heidi game in 1968.
The Heidi game?
Heidi. You know, like going up in the Alps, Heidi.
Yeah.
The Heidi game.
I don't remember. What was that about?
I have no idea.
Oh, well,
I was only in the 8th grade.
You bring it up and you don't even have any context?
I'm reading it.
Okay.
Reading it.
Move on.
And I was in the 8th grade, so I was 14 years old. I did not know about events going on in the world.
You were 14 and you were oblivious to anything.
All I cared about is the girl that was sitting across from me in the aisle
What was her
eighth
name?
grade. I don't remember there was anybody.
You don't even remember her name, but all you cared about was this girl.
I'm not going to say her name over the air.
Was this East Clinton?
At East Clinton.
At East Clinton?
And I just remember I was like, oh man, she was cute. In 1777, the U.S. Congress submitted the Articles of Confederation to the states for ratification. 1777, the U.S. Congress submitted the Articles of Confederation.
I thought I heard that already.
You heard that before?
Yeah, it's an echo.
Yeah. 1800, the first session of the U.S. Congress was held at Washington, D.C. because
you already said that.
No. We first got them seated in 1800. Now we had the first setting.
So they got a seat and then they got to sit in it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's two things.
All right.
1855, explorer David Livingstone became the first European to see Victoria Falls in Africa.
Yeah, okay. I thought Victoria Falls was like Venezuela or something.
No.
Oh, it was in Africa?
Victoria Falls is in Africa.
All right, okay.
See how much, again, the guy that says he knows everything thought Victoria Falls was in South America. Jeez. 1869, the Suez Canal linking the Mediterranean and the Red Seas was inauguration in Egypt after 10 years of construction.
Didn't you say that already?
Yes.
What do you every other one is a repeat of the one before?
They had three big ones, and then they're going through and telling you about it.
Okay, all right.
In 1968, the infamous Heidi game, NBC cut away from a football game to show the movie Heidi. Oh, this is the Heidi Gate.
Was this an accident?
Yeah. In 1968, the infamous Heidi game, NBC cut away from a football game that,
very intense.
You don't turn away from football game to show the movie Heidi, missing the Oakland Raiders' comeback victory over the New York Jets. And
sounds like a struggle.
Remember who was the Jets?
Joe Namath.
The
pantyhose wearer.
Yep.
So he also.
So that I remember that now.
He wore very fuzzy, furry. What is the things that you wear on top?
I don't remember.
That was Joe
In 1973, U.S. President Nixon famously declared, "I am not a crook."
Is that your best Nixon?
That's my best Nixon.
Best Nixon.
I am not a crook. At an Associated Press managing editors meeting.
The reason that I voted for Richard Nixon and you didn't was because you weren't old enough. You were 6 months behind.
Oh yeah, the first time I voted for him. Second time.
Yeah, but you were not old enough to vote for Richard Nixon the first time.
No, but then I voted Democrat after that, and then I was Democrat Republican back and forth.
Wishy-washy.
And now I'm the other way.
Sits on the fence.
I listened to people and voted for.
Who made sense?
Who made sense the most is what I did.
I'm not a crook.
And 1978, the Johnstown Massacre occurred in Guyana. How do you pronounce that?
Guyana is not the way you pronounce it. It's
Guyana, I think.
Guyana, yeah.
Where the over 900 followers of Jim Jones died in a mass murder-suicide.
And that's why it was made popular to where people will say they're just drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1989, the Velvet Revolution, a nonviolent protest against the communist government, began in Czechoslovakia. So
Did it end well? That's the question.
What's that?
Because typically they come out with the steamrollers and they just squish them.
Right.
Yeah.
This was nonviolent. In 1997, a terrorist attack at the Temple of Hatshepsut.
Oh, yeah, I know that one well.
In Luxor, Egypt, resulted in the deaths of 62 people.
Luxor, Egypt. I think there's a hotel there called the Hotel Luxor. Is that it?
In Las Vegas.
Oh, in Las Vegas. Oh, okay.
The Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut, something like that.
Hatshepsut.
Okay. In 2003, actor Arnold Schwarzenegger was sworn in as the 38th governor of California.
Yeah.
I will be your governor, and I will make it better here in California.
Yeah, he acted like he was, conservative, but he wasn't.
Well, he married a non-conservative.
Well, she was a Kennedy. What do you expect?
Right. But then the Kennedys, a lot of them were not totally, they're middle-of-the-road Democrats.
They're what we would call more blue dog Democrat.
Right.
Yeah.
Smart Democrats.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, notable birthdays. Let's see if there's any new ones here. I don't see any. Martin Scorsese, Danny DeVito, Lorne Michaels, Lauren Hutton. Oh, here's a new one. I don't know. Actor Stephen Root. You know that one?
Mm-mm.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
He was born in 1972.
What movies? Do we know?
He was born the year I graduated.
Graduated from what?
Wherever. 1977, TV host, entertainer RuPaul.
Yeah, we talked about
and
him, her,
actor
or it.
Rachel McAdams. That's this day in history.
Oh, wow.
From Joe Davis.
Yeah. So informative.
I am.
So informative. So let's catch up on some of the things that are happening. Did you see where, first of all, in order to lay out the huge flag that's going on the side of the grain silo, they were at the fairgrounds in one of the larger buildings. They could lay out the template that they were trying to work up for the flag.
Right.
So they prepared this template, and then, as I understand it from what Trevor was saying, they transferred it to a clear, almost plastic, and then that in return is, and you can see them doing this, it's taped to the side of the silo.
Right.
And then from there, from that template, that shows them where to paint the stars and stripes and everything for the flag. Now, none of the painting, to my knowledge, has started yet.
Unless they're doing it now.
Well, and they might, because I've not been uptown.
And we've left here before, and as soon as we leave here, putting stuff away, I head that direction some, and all of a sudden you'll see them out there doing stuff.
I have not been uptown, and of course, for those other people that were out there, there was a house directly behind UDF that caught on fire last night. I'm assuming it burnt down. I don't know if it affected anything else as far as, I know that the house that was next to UDF, there was an alley that ran between, which was probably good.
Right.
Because if
separation.
If it was too close, it might be tough.
You may not have a UDF today.
No, that's true. But I also thought I saw something about a fire at a house back behind, the heating and air conditioning place. As you're going down Main Street on the left, used to be a pizza place.
Right. Well, that's the same place. That's the same area.
Is that the same area?
Same area.
Well, no, because when you get that far down, you've already crossed the railroad tracks.
No, you haven't crossed railroad tracks yet.
What?
If you're coming from where we are.
No, if you're coming from where we are and you're going uptown.
Right.
You go over the railroad tracks.
No. Where the pizza place was at Snap.
Before that. At Sugar Tree. But still, Sugar Tree is not near.
A block away. You're still going around the corner. Then you got the light where they're building the flag.
You know what I'm going to do when the show is over today? I'm going to drive uptown just to see.
But when you get to the, where they're doing the flag.
If you want to go uptown, we'll go uptown. You can buy me lunch.
Where they're building the flag on Buckley Brothers.
Buy me lunch.
There's a light. Go through the light. There's a street there.
Where can
Go
we
through
lunch?
that light, and right there's the place that used to be a pizza place that's now selling air conditioning or whatever. Then another 20 feet up is an alley. Behind that place that used to be the pizza place, and beside that alley is where the big fire was. Same fire that you were talking about earlier.
But the same fire, it can't be, because the other fire was behind UDF.
That's right. UDF's right there on the other side of the alley. Here's the alley. Here's UDF.
Is he having a mental breakdown?
Here is UDF.
Right.
Here is what used to be the pizza place. Right here.
What do you mean what used to be the pizza place?
Well, it's now
They're not near each other.
They're right beside. And then here's the alley. Here's the alley. Here's what used to be the pizza place that's now the air conditioning place. Here's UDF, here's the alley, and here's where the fire was.
I don't even know where the hell he's getting this information.
Look, there's the alley. It's
And you were
between the
supposed
two.
to know a little bit about a lot.
They're right. I grew up here. I know.
No, you grew up in
New Vienna, but
in
I moved
New
to
Vienna.
Wilmington. I've lived in Wilmington
All right.
for
Well, I'm going to drive.
60 years.
I'm driving uptown after the show, and we'll see what's.
And you'll
maybe
go.
I might
but
even
you-
take some pictures.
Here's what Rick will do. He'll walk by or drive by, see it, and then he'll come by me later and go, well, I saw it, but it was almost where you were talking about, but it wasn't exactly where you were talking about. Because he can never say, oh, you were right,
The
Joe.
building behind UDF is nowhere.
Right behind UDF is an alley. There is no building right behind UDF. It's an alley.
Well, there's an
Across
alley,
that
then a
alley,
building,
across from that alley is
but still on the same side of the street.
right,
Yeah,
and that's where the
and
pizza place
that
was.
is no pizza place was up the other direction.
No, there is nothing up there. When you cross the railroad tracks, you got that little park area, and then behind that is
Joe obviously is having mental issues. Yeah. Anyway.
people agree with me or tell Rick he's
All right, so
wrong.
we will move on.
He will
because
never admit it.
I will drive uptown and I will investigate. Joe, stop yelling. That's Sean Grooms.
Who said that?
Sean Grooms. That's Joe. Stop.
Sean Ruth. Sean, will never admit he's wrong.
So, Sean, I guess we're on for Unyoto and the girls. Try to keep your daughter under control. What they say, they got to run laps now.
Can you say something that can actually happen?
Can I say something?
I don't know if Sean can keep anybody under control, especially her under control.
Well, Zoe has a mind of her own, as most young women do, and she frequently will get a little bit crazy when she's playing basketball, but probably in any sport she's participating in. But anyway, I mean, she scares me sometimes. I'm a grown man. But anyway, Zoe will be on the basketball court apparently this Friday. And I imagine Lawson's getting some playing time as well. She's getting more playing time from what Sean was saying. So anyway, the Miami Trace girls basketball team will open its season this Friday, and that game will be, 7 o'clock?
I'm guessing probably 7.
Anyway, so I guess I'll have to look at getting all my equipment back together for basketball now that we used to have together for football. But anyway, and the only thing that we have left, Joe and I have talked, and we have to see when the date of this is.
I don't talk.
The national championship Buckeyes club football team will be defending their national championship at the Glass Bowl in Toledo. And if you get the actual date, Joe, we have to look at our schedules. We thought maybe we would go up and we would talk to because we're pretty tight with the Toledo Football Club. We'll see if they'll get us into the
NCFA final championship game Friday. I thought it was Saturday, but it's showing Friday the 5th, which is my mom's birthday.
Friday the 5th of December. So we have to look at it. Well, if it's a Friday, then there's probably a boys basketball game. That's probably the opening boys basketball game at Miami Trace. Don't know.
Well, no.
But Sean will know.
Wilmington College has a game on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we know that Wilmington College doesn't have Friday basketball games, but
I've got December 5th, and it just seemed funny that it'd be on a Friday because they play all year on a Saturday or Sunday, depending.
it's the national championship game. But anyway, we are contemplating of going up to Toledo and getting the Toledo Football Club to comp us into the press box.
And a
for
couple
that game.
weeks ago, Rick goes, I'm not going up there. I have no reason to go up there. I don't want to go up there.
I
And then
didn't say
3
that.
weeks
I
later,
never said
hey,
that.
Joe, I think we might go up
I
there.
never said that. I never said that.
Yeah. See, he never admits anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what he told his ex-wives. No, I didn't do that. You never saw me do that.
Well,
I never did that.
I never did anything.
I never did anything wrong.
I was the greatest
I don't
husband.
know what you're talking about,
I was the greatest
honey.
husband. I was a fantastic
He
husband.
never admitted anything.
Yeah.
And that's what Rick always learned.
always my-
Never admit.
It's always my wife's fault.
Never admit. That's what Rick
All right,
said.
so Sean, you let us know, is there a basketball game on December the 5th? because I would say that's about when the boys probably open up their season.
Well, we can find out for sure if we get the boy on from Toledo to be on the show.
Dustin?
No.
David?
No.
Starts with a D.
I think it does. But I can't remember it.
The one that ran out of Tesla Energy?
Yeah, ran out of Tesla Energy.
Yeah.
Started to say it's not. Is it Dylan?
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, it's Dylan. Some people will say
he had a big thing on Facebook, a big thank you to his team, and in it, he never said Campus Nation. I got to get on him about that. But he put down that he wanted to thank Coach Grega from Ohio State because he goes in, was it 2020 or 2019? They never had a football team in Toledo, and he heard he didn't say it didn't say that he heard our thing, but he watched the game on our. And
that inspired him to want.
So then he contacted Coach Grega, who gave him information, told him who to contact. Hey, we'd like to have a club team. What do we need to do? So he gave him the NCFA, the word to contact, who to contact, and he got a hold of who he needed to get a hold of. They started going through the steps of what we had to do to become a club team. And as they say,
the rest was history.
The rest is history.
Right? And so anyway.
And now, they went in this 3 or 4 years to, they were like 5-0 at the beginning of this season.
Yeah,
so
they had a good season.
They're probably getting a decent
season
team.
going. Yeah.
And then they met Ohio State, but everybody does that when they play
has
Ohio
to get
State.
through Ohio State. If you want to win a national championship, you got to get through Ohio State. It just doesn't happen that often.
That's just the way it is. So. But anyway, I'm going to check the weather for this weekend.
Oh, the weather? Well, here's Uncle Punky's lookout weather. It's bright.
Lookout weather now. It's
sunny. It's crisp. It's clear. It's dry.
Here's this is even better.
It's getting better by the
Sunday, the 23rd, 53 degrees as a high, 17% chance of rain.
Now, do we have the confirmation? It will be Ohio State and Michigan State, right?
Yes.
All right.
Coach, he put that on one of these things he put on there, that they're playing Michigan State.
So Michigan State, hopefully.
They played Oakland and they beat Oakland.
Hopefully the Spartans will come down because it'll be
They've been known to not come.
I know. It'll be, well, it depends on the condition, how many people are not. Because it is a fur piece. To come down from Sparty land, but
then the winner of our game will play the winner of Sacred Hearts. I think they're in Vermont.
Yeah, they're an East Coast team.
And we'll play the winner of Vermont, Sacred Hearts, and McCoppin State, and a club team.
Well, didn't they already play that game? Or no, the championship game.
Championship. Yeah. Those two will play each other. And
there are no semifinals this year.
That is the semifinals.
Which we did the last 2 years from the Glass Bowl in Toledo.
I love doing that.
This year, it'll strictly be a finals. Well, and they're trying this. I don't know whether it'll continue to be this way. Certainly, Toledo's tickled that they get to host a national championship game.
And the thing, if they did, would they host the both games at Toledo? That'd have been.
Well, the big thing is we don't get to do the national championship game. No. Toledo wanted us to do the national championship game,
but the NCFA said no.
Yeah, the NCFA has their own
we have our
crew.
Own people.
All the crew does is the national championship game. So they're bringing in their crew, and they will do the national championship game from the Glass Bowl. But it would be nice for us to go up there and actually sit in the press box.
And tell them how bad they are? No.
Yeah, just tell them, yeah, you're okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, silly putty. But anyway, all right. What time is it? Should we get a break in here and then?
9:22, yes. We're time for a break.
Right, it's time for a break. We're going to go take a break.
Should be our last break before we're done, maybe.
And well, when we come back, we'll talk some Murphy Theater. If there's anything else that we want to wrap up, I will bring everybody up to date, which I keep saying I'm going to, on what's going on with Music on Main, the camera situation, because some of the stuff has changed.
Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, some of the stuff has changed. Well,
we want to know.
It's changed, yeah. So informing or inquiring minds want to know. So we'll go to a break, and then we'll talk.
Because we got to wait 30 seconds for Rick to get out of here.
I got to turn off the mics so Joel shut up.
Welcome to downtown Wilmington, Ohio, the place to be. Experience something new with your family and friends in this vibrant and family-friendly historic district. When it comes to dining, shopping, and entertainment, downtown Wilmington has it all. From quick bites to high-end diners, we have a variety of food options to satisfy your taste buds. Explore our artisan boutique shops, jewelers, and florists for unique finds. Pamper yourself with soothing spa treatments, rejuvenating massages, and stylish haircuts at our top-notch studios. Dive into the world of art with our captivating galleries, and catch a show at the historic Murphy Theater featuring awe-inspiring performances and cultural events. Immerse yourself in history by visiting our iconic landmarks, such as the Murphy Theater, historic General Denver Hotel, our Cultural History Center, and beautifully preserved historic architecture. Throughout the year, Main Street Wilmington hosts a variety of exciting events that embody the spirit of our town. From the Hometown Holodazzle Illuminated Parade to the family-friendly Halloween event and our lively wine walk, there's always something fun happening. Additionally, the Convention and Visitors Bureau presents a summer concert series featuring the annual Rock the Block, and we also have our weekly farmers markets. We boast a designated outdoor refreshment area where you can purchase alcoholic beverages and carry them as you explore the town. So what are you waiting for? Plan your next weekend getaway in downtown Wilmington. Head over to mainstreetwilmington.com for all the latest updates on events, dining, shopping, and entertainment. Downtown Wilmington, Ohio is the place to be. We extend our gratitude to Ralph's American Grill, World Equestrian Center, and R&L Carriers for their sponsorship that supported the creation of this video.
Stalled airport escalators leaving behind thousands of stranded passengers.
Break out the overnight cots. It's a slumber party for the ages.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
News to brighten your day and keep you safe.
That and all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect. It's what you deserve.
With the Murphy Report. Every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
The Murphy Report. Airports might have broken escalators, Amanda, but the only thing breaking here is the news.
Have you ever slept in an airport overnight, Steve?
Every Friday, Amanda.
That's the day they delouse your complex and spray for roaches.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. Recently unearthed documents dating back to 40 BC confirm Noah's Ark really did wash up in northern Kentucky.
complete with a gift shop and concessions.
And still no mention of unicorns.
Yet the same document shows how you can earn a handsome income mailing envelopes from the comfort of your own hut.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Helpful, hopeful, made-up stories like these and what's coming to the Murphy Theater on your weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
The Murphy Report. Find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel.
A new Murphy Report drops every Monday morning.
That's not the only thing that drops first thing Monday mornings, Amanda.
When you have to know, count on your one source for useless, made-up news. The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
All right, mics are on. Mics are on, and
Mics are on.
Miami Trace boys are away their first three games at Meg's, Western Brown, and Harvest Prep.
I have no idea where Harvest Prep is.
So they're not, probably up in Columbus. They're not home until December the 12th, says Sean Grooms. And so I'm going to go ahead and prepare both Miami Trace girls and boys schedules that we can sell. And the only thing I can do,
Harvest Prep.
I will asterisk the six, I think there's 6 games, and I don't know whether they're boys, girls, or a little of each.
They're a private school in Canal, Winchester.
Columbus.
Now, where the heck is Canal, Winchester?
Columbus, like I said, Columbus. So anyway, So the asterisk games, as far as with Miami, and some of them may not be knocked out because, for instance, if it's a game that let's say they have a 1 o'clock game at Wilmington College, it may not affect a Miami Trace game that happens on the same day. So I'll have to look at all that and figure out the schedule, and then we can go ahead and sell advertising.
They're southeast of Columbus.
Because I know that a lot of
Outside the
places
belt loop.
want us to, obviously want us to get out there and get the schedules set up so that we know. And Troy Bach, bless his little heart,
Bach.
he wanted us to do the away games as well, and because he's not a traveler, he doesn't like traveling.
Oh yeah, because he wants to watch the games. I forgot. Yeah.
But the problem with that theory is it's winter time. There's a lot of bad weather. I don't like the idea of driving anywhere but Miami Trace. That's enough when the weather's bad, because sometimes it's tough just getting up to Trace. There have been times when we couldn't get to East Clinton, as close as that is, which is closer than Miami Trace. So we'll have to get all that set up. And we just finished up our last Wilmington College football game this past Saturday.
I'm just hoping I get to eat South Carolina, and then we have this humongous storm, and I got to stay in South Carolina until mid-February before I come home.
Well, that would be good. I'm sure that everybody would enjoy not hearing you yell and scream.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are a yeller. Old yellers.
Only when you don't listen.
We call him Old Yeller, in fact.
When you don't pay attention
let me catch
and
you up
listen.
on what's going on. We talked about them getting ready to put the plastic up so that they can, the template, so that they can paint the mural, the flag mural on the side of the silo, which they are in the process of doing. Bringing you up to date on Music on Main, we have the 7 speakers.
Did you go here?
No, I did not go to the Cavalcade of Stars. So
Yes.
I did listen the night before. I listened to their practice, which was fantastic. But I did not actually go to the Cavalcade of Stars, but I'm sure it was a roaring success. But anyway, so we have 6 excuse me, 6 of the 7 speakers up. We may have to replace some wire down in front of Rome Jeweler. I don't know, but we won't know until Trevor gets his guy that he bought the amplifier off of, which is now sitting up in our studio. He's got various dip switches on the back of the amplifier that have to be set a certain way. I don't want to fool with it because I don't want to do anything to blow it up or to short it out or anything else.
That's
so,
the nicest thing you said about Trevor Shoemaker in 2 weeks.
Dipshit?
Yeah.
Dip switch. So anyway, we will be getting that tested so we can connect the wire and test the system to find out whether or not it's going to work. Dan Stewart, who is a volunteer here at the Murphy Theater, actually he works at the Murphy Theater. He and his wife Marla are here at the Murphy. But Dan, he's been a great help. And Dan you give him something to do, he's on it. He does not. He's not like Trevor Shoemaker. He does not fiddle around.
I hope Trevor's watching this show.
Dan gets right on it, and he gets it done. And so Dan has been extremely helpful in us getting fiber, Ethernet fiber, run from where it comes into the building, basically in the office, over here through the basement and over here into Charlie's, so that we have a box, a wireless box here that is connected to the fiber. And then we have 2 other boxes. We have one up in the studio upstairs, and then we have one in the other studio, the production studio. So we have a total of 3 boxes, and they broadcast fiber through parts of the building. But what happened was, when the fiber was initially installed, the guy that did the fiber installation, I mean, they're running it all over the place, but he didn't want to run the additional cable that was required to get it up to our studio. So he found a common wire, we'll say, a common Ethernet wire that was being utilized by one of the access points upstairs in the hallway. He unplugged it, and he plugged the fiber wire into that. So essentially what happened was, yes, the people that were accessing the access point upstairs were getting our fiber, which was faster, but Steve and Amanda, who work upstairs most of the time in Steve's office or Amanda's office, they couldn't print anything down to the printer down here on the first floor. They were unable to connect to the printer because the printer is on the Murphy's internet, and they were on our fiber. So anyway, we wanted to get that rectified, so we had to run a separate fiber cable upstairs to plug into our studio so we could unplug and plug them back into their Spectrum network, which is what Dan did, was the most helpful with that. Dan put that cable up, and so everything is back and working. At least I've not heard any complaints yet. And we have two other wires to run. Joe? Yep. Two other wires to run. We have a wire that I want to run from our studio to the production studio so that we have our hardwired connection to the box that's in the production studio, because right now it's just Wi-Fi. And then we have an additional wire that we need to run from what would be the production studio or our suite, whichever we choose, to the front of the Murphy Theater in what we call the community room, which is a huge room upstairs that a lot of things, they practice a lot of things, and the band, the community band plays there, and the orchestra or whatever. But we're putting a camera, one of many cameras, up for Main Street, and that has to be connected wirelessly from Main Street, where it's located, to the front of the Murphy Theater, the dish that's going to be placed there, the bridge, and then that bridge will be hardwired back into our fiber so that we can supply fiber, so that you can log on to the Main Street Wilmington website, or maybe even a couple different websites, maybe even the Murphy website or whatever, but you can log on to those websites and actually access the camera. So you can see what's going on in Wilmington right there from that camera, and there will be other cameras. And so we're excited about that. But we just got word from the city of Wilmington that they will not be installing the camera on the traffic signal arm. So,
which you had announced before.
Which we had announced before because they had said that they would. But then Mayor...
So where's it going?
Mayor Haley sent word that it's not going to happen that way. So we're still talking with the ownership at the General Denver, one of them being Larry Roberts, who's always very cooperative and does a lot of stuff for us, to attach the camera to physically the General Denver, or maybe even the sign that says General Denver. But Larry is out of town. He'll be back this week, and so hopefully we'll get that concluded, and there still will be a camera on Main Street so that we've got that. So you can actually watch the parade, because the parade will go underneath this camera, and it's a dome camera, so you can see like 360. And you'll also be able to see from that camera the big American flag that will be on the side of the grain silo. And then the music system that we're putting on Main Street, as soon as we get the man in there to set the dip switches. That's better than what you call Trevor. Yeah, then we will have, and we will add the seventh speaker, which will go into the Pocket Park. We'll have 7 speakers along Main Street, which will play, starting at 8 o'clock, play the first 2 hours of Wake Up Wilmington, and then the rest of the day till about, 8, 9 o'clock at night, we'll play whatever the music of the day is. Could be Christmas music during the holidays. I can sing Christmas songs for everybody. No, no, we won't give a microphone to you. But anyway, it'll play Christmas music at Holidazzle. It'll be able to do announcements for local merchants. It'll let you know what's going on at the Murphy, because we'll do some Murphy ads maybe. So it'll be a great resource, and it will help a lot of merchants in the area get free or very inexpensive advertising of their products and their services over music on Main, the music system. and we'll get that done as well. So that's what's going on with these various things that are projects, as we call it. Now you want to talk about what's going on at the Murphy?
Hey, what's coming on at the Murphy Theater?
The big cavalcade of stars was this past weekend. And I did not get here for the actual event.
So I was going to say if we knew who won, we could announce
I was here the night before, and they were practicing. And it was a very insightful practice.
It'd been nice to have the winners on the show today.
I know, and that was something that I had thought about as well. But anyway, and we still could have them on. It doesn't have to be right after the fact. But anyway, I saw some really great talent, some good singing, unlike Joe Davis. They had an older guy that sang some country songs, and he was extremely good. Had a very You talk about a deep voice. Joe Davis doesn't hold a candle.
What?
Joe Davis, his voice is changing because of puberty. This guy has a deep voice. But anyway, I do not know who won or who the winners were. There were 3 awards given, I think. Plus, everybody that participated got a goodie bag, I think.
Ooh, goodie bag.
None of them included a car, so there was no cars given out. But anyway, because we usually...
Bob Barker wasn't there then.
No. But... so the Cavalcade of Stars was this past Saturday, and let's fill you in on some of the stuff that's coming up right here at the Murphy.
The Murphy Theater this Friday is Steve Martin, John Candy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Friday, November 21st at 7 p.m.
It's hard to believe that it seems like the month is going fast. The end of the year is going fast.
General admission for this movie is $7, $12 for your entire family.
Cousins,
no,
great aunts.
No. Your family.
No.
Mom,
no
dad,
cousins.
brother, sister.
No great aunts?
No great aunts.
So that's Friday, November the 21st, and the movie is rated R.
But it's funny. Funny as I think you can bring your kids, even though it's R. There may be a few bad words here or there, but I don't think it's anything terrible.
Is that why they would rate it R?
I think so. Just if there's a bad word here or there, they'll throw in an R rating.
Okay, all right.
So, but anyway, that's this weekend. And Steve Martin plays the straight guy to John Candy's wild and crazy guy. So Steve Martin is usually the wild and crazy guy. He's more of the straight man to John Candy's just wild, crazy guy. It's a great movie. Come and watch it. What is this? This coming Friday. I may go watch it. Who knows?
Well, the movie that everybody wants to see, especially if you've not seen it before, there was a production called Nutcrackers that was literally taped in Southwest Ohio, including Wilmington. I think some of the stuff was done down near Lebanon and some of the Cincinnati area. But primarily, I think most of it was shot here in the Wilmington area, including the Murphy Theater. Nutcrackers will be on Friday, November the 28th at 7 o'clock p.m. Once again, just like Joe said, our movies are $7 for the individual and $12 for the family, however you define the family. And that one is actually rated TV 14.
Now, that'll be between you and Steve, if you bring in anybody else who Steve includes is your family.
Well, I mean, if you grew up actually in Clinton County, your family could be millions. Because we know
everybody's related to everybody.
That's right. We know everybody is related to everybody in Clinton County and Fayette County and Highland County. Not so much if you grew up outside Clinton or Highland or Fayette County, but anyway, bring the family. That's at 7 o'clock on November the 28th. Nutcrackers with Ben Stiller.
Now I'm showing Friday the 20. This coming Friday is the 21st, and then Friday the 28th. Is there anything on either Saturday, or is nothing going on those Saturdays?
I see nothing, as they say. I see nothing on those dates, and maybe there is nothing, or maybe they just didn't include them. But they're not in our.
They're not in our paper
in our
here
little,
that we've got.
Yeah.
So.
But once again, I want to remind everybody that the second Wednesday of every month from 4 to 9 p.m. at Buffalo Wild Wings, if you go and you have dinner from 4 to 9, they will donate 15% of your total bill, excluding alcohol.
And that starts December 10th in December 10th.
Yeah, just remember to tell them that you are here to help support the Murphy Theater.
And then they'll put that on there.
So they will make sure that they notate that on your
Because if you don't tell them, they
month,
just run your ticket as
and
normal.
that's it.
But if you tell them you're in for the Murphy Theater, they will then give 15% of your bill toward the Murphy Theater.
Right, and that's 143 Fairway Drive in Wilmington. And help support the Murphy Theater.
And if the more people that go there then and help out at that too, if you're saying, gee, I'd like you to do this or that at the Murphy, but I never see it get done, well, the more money they make, the more chances of what you want to happen will happen.
The Murphy is a nonprofit, and so
they need money to help get the things you want.
That's right. The funds are necessary in order to do and to bring in some of the great talent that the Murphys have been known, to bring in.
I'd like to see him bring in, because Ricky Nelson actually played
here we go
in the
with
Murphy
Ricky Nelson
Theater.
again.
I'd like to see him bring in the brothers who played here on Main Street.
Right.
And were here on Main Street a couple years ago. I'd like to see them bring them and have them on the stage singing where their dad played. I think that would be hilarious. But they I'm not sure if they've not brought them because of just if they're not in the area when we need them to be on here, or they're just not, we can afford to be on the stage, so we need to make some money and help them bring them in.
That it might not be in the brochure is because I believe that the Convention and Visitors Bureau, they actually bring in a group or groups to play here at the Murphy Theater during Holidazzle. And so the Murphy is merely renting the space to the Convention and Visitors Bureau so that they can do that. That's why it's not in here as a production from the Murphy Theater. But Holidazzle, we will be streaming it on a night version of...
we will?
Yes. I don't know if you will or not.
How dare you?
But Jer Bear, he was one of the announcers last year along with you, and Jer Bear won't be here for that. So, are you going to be in town during Holidazzle?
I may. I don't know. Well, when is it?
I don't know. Just before Thanksgiving. It's
just before Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'm not leaving for South Carolina until
the turkey will
December.
not be leaving till December, right?
Because I was here last year and we looked out the window upstairs.
That's right,
Are we going to be at the same spot upstairs? Or
probably,
downstairs?
although the we'll call it the parade stand will not be directly in front of the Murphy Theater as it was last year. It's going to be a little closer down the street to Rome's than it is right in front of the Murphy. And I think part of that is just the fact that there was a lot of confusion and a lot of big crowd, as Holidazzle has, last year. And so they're trying to keep the crush of people away from the stand.
The front of the Murphy.
And so it will be down on the other side of the Murphy rather than where it was last year.
Closer to the General Denver, except on this side of the street.
Exactly. And hopefully that camera will be up and it will be operational for Holidazzle, so you'll be able to watch it if you're at home. But you'll also be able to see our stream on Wake Up Wilmington's evening version. And who knows what will be happening. We might even be up and operating in Washington Courthouse. That would be a trip. We'd have to do an evening show and have an evening show here. So just further complicating our lives, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then of course all the other stuff is thrown in as well. But so let's just tell them about the Drowsy Lads Christmas, which is December the 6th at 7:30. Tickets are $35. Remember, when you buy tickets, go to themurphytheater.org and purchase from the website. Don't purchase from any other sites claiming to have Murphy tickets. Or come directly into the ticket office here in the theater. It is very easy to do. Just come in and get your tickets, and that way there is a seating chart online as well as, you'll be able to see where you're sitting here.
Because what happens is people buy from a fake thing, and you'll get here and
You may or may not have a seat.
You may not have a seat to sit in
Right.
because
But
you
if you-
actually didn't buy from the Murphy
But
Theater.
one way or another, they always tack on extra money. So a $35 ticket could be $75 or $105. So make sure that you're authentically buying from themurphytheater.org.
Because what they'll say is, oh, the ticket's $35, but we have to add on 15% or 50% this or that, and make it sound very
even think they
legit,
tell
and it's
them.
not.
Yeah, I don't even think they tell people what the ticket normally is. But anyway.
Well, I'm saying if somebody argued, saying, well,
Yeah.
no, they would explain it. That
And finishing out the year, December the 13th at 2 and 7, and December the 14th at 2, the Nutcracker will be performed here at the Murphy Theater.
Which is a
Ballet Tech, who we've had on the show before, will be here. Tickets are $10 to $25, and that depends on where you're seated in the theater. And then we finish the year as far
I
as...
tell you what, there's no bad spot in the Murphy Theater.
No.
Where you're paying for a $10 ticket here, if you went to Cincinnati or someplace and bought the same seating area,
Could be 60.
it'd be
Yeah.
you'd be paying $60 to $80 for that same ticket. Here, it's considered a $10 ticket, but yet you're still close and you still have a great view of the show.
So, Charlie's Classic Christmas. Bringing the holidays home. All tickets are $12. That'll be December 19th and 20th at 7, and December 20 and 21 at 2. And as we said, all tickets are $12. That rounds out the Christmas season, and then we'll start that new year.
So come on in, enjoy, and have a great time, and tell them you heard about it from Rick and Joe on the radio.
Rick and Joe on the radio? That sounds so corny, Joe. So corny. All right, 9:50. We got 10 minutes to kill. Let's do some brief commercials, and we'll come back out and wrap it up. All right.
That's it.
All
Let's
right.
do a wrap up.
A wrap up. We'll be back.
Good, because I don't have to talk about any of this minutia that I looked up.
You got minutia? Oh, we got to listen to your minutia.
No, we don't have to listen to minutia. We can say.
A medical breakthrough everyone saw coming.
Self-service examining room.
When you absolutely can't wait 6 hours in the ER to be seen for that bone sticking through your leg.
Ouch, get me a bandage.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
News coverage you won't find on other theaters' websites or YouTube channels. Why is that, Steve?
Because they have better things to do, Amanda.
Indeed. Stories like these and what's coming to the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater, only on The Murphy Report.
You know, Amanda, I used to work in the emergency room.
I had no idea. Did you save a lot of lives?
More like shaved a lot of thighs.
Why'd you quit?
Well, I was let go.
Did you cut someone?
I was just the custodian.
The Murphy Report, a new report brought to you every Monday morning.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. When fast food takes longer to order than it does to eat,
all the heartbreaking news you've come to expect from us.
and some you don't. I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Leave real news to others. We'll give you all the made-up news you need to know.
Along with the facts about Ohio's hometown theater, the Murphy.
Like the special gift recently left for us in the balcony ladies' room.
Nuggets of newsworthy newsiness, only on the Murphy Report.
The Murphy Report. Find us on our website, themurphytheater.org, or on our very own YouTube channel with a new story every Monday morning.
The Murphy Report. If it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Phones are now on.
Now on.
Last 7 minutes, as I said, Joe.
7 minutes.
Seven simple little minutes.
Just 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. How do colors affect our lives? And why do colors affect our lives? And it goes back to ancient civilization. They started color therapy to treat ailments.
Ailments?
Ailments.
Or ailments?
Ailments.
Elements? Elements or ailments?
Ailments.
Joe needs some diction
Since
lessons.
2000 BCE, early healers used minerals
Wait a
and
minute.
crystals.
What's BCE stand for?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, before Christ, but what's the
I don't know
E?
what the E. It was wrote on my phone. I wrote it down.
Okay. There you
I have no idea what Emirates or whatever it stands for. BCE.
go. Okay. All right.
Early healers used minerals and crystals salves, dyes, garments, oils. But what they would do is put a lot of these crystals in a room. The sunlight would come in the room, hit the crystal, and that'd make the room look whatever color the crystal is. The whole room would look purplish or violet or green.
Isn't purple and violet the same color?
No, purple's deeper than violet.
Oh, is it? Okay. Subtle.
And
subtle.
then there'd be a green hue in the room, or a red hue in the room, or a pink hue in the room. It's like pink and red are not the same color.
No, they aren't.
So purple and violet are not the same color.
Okay, if you say
Okay.
so.
But they would say, so depending on what you were feeling, if I had an upset stomach, they might say, oh, you need to go to the yellow room.
Well, you definitely need to go to the yellow room because you always have an upset stomach.
And
Never follow Joe.
So what?
Never.
So whatever they determined back in those days, certain colors were used to heal certain ailments that people had, and they used those to build in therapy. And they even built in therapy temples, and that's where they had the rooms with the gemstones in the room. Light coming in would clear up make the room look a certain color.
Jer Bear says Diana Combs won most votes. Ariel's won loudest applause. John Crabtree won the judge's choice.
Wow.
So
read those again.
Jer Bear must have gone to the performance.
Well, he's been helping out a lot.
It's Diana Combs who won most votes.
Wait a minute. I'm going to the wrong thing. Diana Combs. Okay. Got her picture there.
And then the Ariels, we know who they are.
Yeah, the dance.
They had the loudest applause. And then John Crabtree won Judge's Choice. He's the guy that had the deep voice, deeper than yours.
Deeper than mine.
He sung some country music, but country music's always popular here in Wilmington, Ohio.
Yeah.
But he had a beautiful voice. So anyway, and I think he played guitar and sang. And do you play guitar, Joe?
I play air guitar.
Air guitar.
I play air guitar.
Air guitar.
I do very good on the air guitar.
Yeah. I bet. Do you do any of that dancing where they put it on the screen and you have to dance on the floor? They've got this pad and it does different colors you got to step on.
No.
You don't do anything like that. No. Okay. I don't know what it's called.
Back color psychology helped determine prison cells.
Prison cells.
Prison cells.
You mean the color of a prison cell?
They determined that certain pink colors, when they put the prisoner in there, if he was like being very violent,
It would calm him down.
they would calm him down.
Well, didn't the sheriff of Butler County, didn't he make the inmates wear pink clothes?
Yeah.
Particular their undies, I think.
At one time, the coach at Iowa painted the inside of the opposing team's locker room pink.
That was to chill them out before they
chill
came
them out
to play.
before the game.
I'm sure the NCAA probably
They've done things on this throughout the years, and some say it works, some say it doesn't work. They tried making all prison and jail cells this color throughout the country.
I definitely think that colors do have a they change your mood. They do have some mood changing abilities because, they talk about different colors used in the home or used in a bedroom or whatever, and how it can, certain colors, whether they're warm or whether they're cool, can change your outlook on things. So I think that's true. It probably is.
But I've also heard, and this is one that was used as a jail cell. They said if you put the people in there, it will calm them down. But then they said after a certain time, it'll have the opposing effect. Now they'll start getting
violent,
louder again.
Oh.
And so you put them in initially to calm them down. Then once they're calmed down, you need to get them out of there.
So what color do we need to have around you so that you don't yell and scream so much? Nothing.
I don't quiet down.
You're just a violent person, just generally violent. Is that it?
They said there was some success to that, but it didn't prove to be 100% success to that.
So tomorrow we will not have Rick Morton in. He won't be in tomorrow. He, I think, will make an appearance again on Friday. So he may be switching from Tuesdays to Fridays.
I need him on Tuesday.
And I need to get...
He will not be in here tomorrow?
No, he will not be. I need to get Dustin and Molly. I need to talk to them.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
About coming in. I'd like them to come in a couple days a week.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
But even getting them back in, because they normally come in when the newspaper comes out. But
that's Wednesday.
No, the newspaper comes out the
Wednesday
first of the
Saturday.
month. No, just one day out of the month.
Their newspaper.
Yes.
You didn't say their newspaper. You said newspaper.
It's the only newspaper that Wilmington really has. But anyway, so.
But anyway, we've got a couple more things here. You told me to talk about this.
It's 10 o'clock. Let's wrap this up, Joe.
Chromotherapy. Chromotherapy helps determine pills. They started making pills in different colors. They said patients would determine, okay, I take the blue pill, it helps me calm down. I take the pink pill.
That's not what you take the blue pill for, Joe.
And they take different color pills to do certain things. And they said some people, if they took a certain color pill all the time, then the pill company would change the color of that pill. The people determined, well, it doesn't work anymore because it's not the same color. So they quit taking them. And because people would put color and therapy in the same order.
Color therapy.
Even though it wasn't supposed to.
Anything else, Joe, to wrap up?
Just real quick, people tend to forget things that were, if they're black and white, that's why they put colors and things.
So if they're just black and white, you tend to forget
They
it.
tend to forget things if it's just black and white, but if you put a pizzazzle color, people will remember it more.
Because of the color.
If it's had a color with it rather than just black and white.
All right, we appreciate everybody out there watching. We will see you tomorrow right here on Wake Up Wilmington.
Don't forget to say hi to me if you see me in B-Dubs or any place in Wilmington. Come on, say hi.
And you can always buy me a free lunch. I love those free lunches.
Rick likes everything free.
Not everything, Joe.
Anything he can get his hands on, free.